the match, and they are able to do those. If they are able to make those two adjustments, things might definitely turn out different this time around. So we need to check how they approach this draft. But again, I feel one thing they need to actually get prio is gonna be the initiator of this game, because last game the Khalid was not really enough to initiate those team fights. He was getting pretty much bursted pretty easily, and every time he wanted to go in, his quick sand guard was getting cancelled out with the knockup, with the taunt. Pretty difficult, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second game of this best of three series, Swiss Stages, round 4. Both of these teams sit at 1-1 brackets right now. Let's see if the score also gets into 1-1, or Anarchy will have to go with a 1-2, as they might face a defeat and a clean sweep if they do not step up their draft this time around. And of course, we were just discussing what went wrong. Let's see what goes right this time around for at least Anarchy. And I hope they were just pulling punches. They were like, hey, we should not reveal all our cards right now, and maybe they were holding back, and we would see something better this time around, because just like we discussed, the Khalid was honestly not the best choice. Even I would even go as far as to say like possibly the worst choice, especially because there's a reason meta exists. Most effective strategy, guys, meta. And it is not an effective strategy to pick up Khalid right now. I do hope he gets buffed soon, and we would see some Desert Man action back again into Land of Dawn. But right now, not in the meta, so picking him up in the prio picks was definitely a bad decision. But let's see what happens. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to comment down below hashtag Mythic Showdown with M capital and S capital, so you can participate on the giveaways. The giveaway winners will be announced after the tournament. So make sure you follow Indian Gaming Corps on Instagram, and of course, the team, the winners of this, sorry, not the winners, the two finalists of this tournament will obviously qualify for the regional tournament that's coming in. So make sure to stay updated and follow Moba 5 Esports for more updates. So Mikey, this is game number 2, and this time around we're seeing a little bit of similar draft from both ends, but the Phobius will join the banned section of Anarchy. Mathilda is left out open, but Maaf doesn't do it. What do you think of that, Mikey?
I think Anarchy will go for the Mathilda this time. If they don't, then that's gonna be that's they have to. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. Already, Mark went for the Yixan Shin. He's one of the best junglers in the current patch. And if we talk about other picks, I think Anarchy should go for the Mathilda, and they can also log on to the Hayabusa this time. And if they do that, they will have some good heroes at hand. Yeah, Mathilda would be better than Khalid at least.
Yeah, man. But you know what? I think that is 2 target bans coming in from the side of Team Anarchy towards your mom, and I think that was pretty much required, right? Both of these two heroes are very strong picks for him. And you know, something I have seen from the side of Team Maaf is that they actually go for double EXP lane, the double fighter combo. That is like, you know, they actually go for the Keto onto the gold lane with the YSs into the mid. So you remember the old days meta, right, where we used to see 2 fighters into the mix, and the jungler used to be the marksman. So that is a huge possibility the side of Team Maaf can actually go for in this game. So I think in the last game the Keto ban was definitely to avoid that, and this time it can be a choice for the side of Team Maaf for sure.
But look, what's coming into the equation? It's the glue, and he has been kind of been unnoticed by the developers, and that's gonna be a little bit of a trouble, because but at the same time, hey, the Vexana and Faramis is open, so Anarchy, they can commit to it, but they don't. Okay, they don't want a proper counteract right now, but they do commit to the Fredrin. The last time around, I remember the Fredrin was banned out, so it makes sense. But this time, I feel like Anarchy is going ham, especially considering the fact that they have really good mobility, they have really good damage, sustain. Fredrin is a full package, and Mathilda basically makes him a premium jungler. Basically gives him the mobility that he severely lacks. And right now, I feel like Maaf will face a little bit of trouble. Mikey, what do you think?
I think since they went from the side of Anarchy, they went for the Fredrin along with the Mathilda. Fredrin will have an extensive amount of durability, and since Yusun Shin is a marksman assassin, he will have a little bit of trouble for sustaining in team fights. And also, any initiation that comes around from Maaf, let's say if if Farsa goes in with the Feathering Airstrike, or Glue goes in with the Splash Press and all, then Mathilda can just easily retreat with her teammate with the Circling Eagle or the Guiding Winds. already from the banning phase. We can see that Maaf banned out the Moskov, Anarchy banned the Gadulkacha. They will go for another ban. Maaf can ban off another marksman, I believe. They can ban off the Wan, but let's see what they actually bans finally. Shinju.
Yeah, I feel they actually need to go for a good mage to counter out the glue as well. Maybe the Paramis can work well. It can actually even give you extra HP for the feathered airstrike too when it drops down. And I feel Bid is pretty comfortable on that hero as well. And you can see the marksman being banned. They want to, deny Crisis. A lot of heroes. But again, this time, I feel the 1-1 can definitely be an option for them to go because it's easy to unlock the weaknesses from a 1-1, but then again, the damage distribution is going to be a very vital point because the glue can pretty much split, and if you're attacking the glue while it is while it is mounted on your teammate, you're going to give damage to your own teammates. So the crossbow of tank can be pretty much detrimental to your own draft. So they need to go for a different kind of a marksman. Maybe the Irithil is still a good option for Crisis, but yeah, you can definitely surprise us with something else. Maybe even Harrods can come into the mix. But I feel they need to go for a good mage, something that will definitely give them a good advantage. And out here they go for the Lilia. What do you think about that, Ray? Do you think that Lilia will actually work in this game?
Well, Mikey and me, we were just discussing about the mid laners right before the first game. And I am loving to see the Lilia coming into the action a little bit. Her blooms here can dish out a lot of damage. And she's one of the mages that is actually not exactly a direct counter to the Farsa. But the fact that she has double lives, it's really good. Especially if she gets close to getting bursted out. She has one life to get away from it. And hey, there's also the Mathilda, and the Flask of Voices is going to come in handy. So basically, right now, Anarchy has a solid proof that they're not going to get bursted out from the hands of Team Maaf easily. They're mid laner, especially, right? But they are coming with the response of a Minotaur. So they're trying to equalize the healing game a little bit and also capitalize on that CC because they lack it severely. Glue is not exactly a CC, nor is the Farsa. So they needed someone to dish it out. So they're going for the Minotaur. But how good it's going to work out, we're going to see it later soon in the game. Last pick from the hands of Anarchy, Beelzebub. He's probably going to be picking up the goal laner, and that will decide the fate because, after all, Claude, Moskov, Granger, everything is banned out. Only Irithel was left open and picked, so I think the most sensible one is a Bruno. What do you think, Mikey?
As you were saying already, he went for it. And Bruno is pretty good because the continuous critical strike he can build up from the early on can be dominating in the early phase. And if he is backed up by his teammates from the early game, I believe he can pile up the gold. And when there is some snowballing going on, the marksmen will actually be quite dominating from the early phase. If that happens, Anarchy will have a huge advantage. But obviously, Maaf will try, to uh, avoid any kind of situations like that.
Shinryu.
Yeah, definitely, man. I like the Bruno, but then again, it needs a lot of time to actually come online. You need a winning lane for this Bruno to actually work, right? And despite having a very fast rotation, I feel lead game damage is something that's going to be scary from the side of Team Maaf out here. Right?
Absolutely. And I think, Mikey, you got to take it over from here because we're diving into the Land of Dawn into game number 2.
Absolutely. Both teams' drafts looks quite interesting. They have the damage, they have the crowd controls, also the sustainability. So it's a matter of execution that matters right now. Maaf already won the first round, and right now it's the time for Anarchy to do a comeback to push it to the third round. But let's see if they're able to do so, or will it be a clean sweep for Maaf? Shinju.
Yeah, man. The draft this time actually looks better than the previous game, so Anarchy definitely has a good chance to actually get a lot of control back in this game. But then again, I feel it's going to be problematic when it comes down to the range. Once again, the Farsa definitely outranges the Lilia to quite an extent. And this time we need to see if the Arlord can actually walk into the mix. It can cancel out the Feather Airstrike, but again, they need to win from the goal lane as well. The Bruno needs to come online early on, but look at the damage already out here. The balls are hurting out here, Mikey.
Yeah, the balls are hurting for sure, and at the top lane we can see that Bruno is dominating quite a bit in the bottom lane. There's a skirmish going on already. Mino is going a little bit in, but it's Lilia and Mathilda after all. Lilia from the early game can be quite, intimidating because of the continuous shockwaves and the detonations of her what does it say, shadow energy. And I believe she's utilizing it as much as possible. In the bottom lane's river, that will spawn in about 20 seconds or so. But before that, there's a bit of an engage over there. Basically, Bob is taking up a bit of damage. Seeing the backup he got, Yamama and Voodoo Child is trying to retreat from that situation. The next fight is going to be around the turtle for sure. Shinju.
Yeah, man. The turtle is definitely going to be a point of contention for both these teams. They need to get the control. They do not have the level 4 yet. Farsa is trying to get that level 4, whereas Lilia will get it onto the bot lane. So they're going to go for a double level 4 onto the roamer as well. So again, there is a taunt onto the Farsa, but it's going to be getting clutched in by Lilia. Farsa just got deleted out of nowhere. The damage, you do not see it, but it definitely will hurt once the Lilia actually connects his Loom with the blast as well. But again, this time PD trying to soak in a lot of damage, does not have the level 4 yet, but there's a lot of zoning out coming in with the circling eagle, and hey, Beelzebub will be taking down Voodoo Child, and that gives the perfect opportunity for the side of Team Anarchy to get this turtle and also get the objective. But you can see the glue will mount onto Beelzebub and sticking in low, but he still survives with the slashes. You can see the passive really working well, and he will be able to get down PD. Again, Farsa with the feather tail strike this time. Again, they being taken down. That's a walking, not even a walking duck, that's a sitting duck for you, with the members diving in while the Farsa ults. But again, your mom does not want to let go of Johan. Is still trying to flush onto him, but he needs to retreat to go back to the jungle and clear his lane. Again, that's a win for the side of Team Anarchy for sure this time, Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. They are trying to build up the goal. They are snowballing right now. Let's hope that they're able to hold on to it. Because right now the goal advantage on their side, they do have the overall upper hand right now. But it all depends on the continuous engages. If they, make a bad move just once, that's gonna be a bad situation. Art got taken out by Duba, the fitting airstrike, and Irithel. I think it was a good initiation. Matilda was cornered out, unfortunately. And right now the kill score is 3/4. The gold, as I said, just look at that. Just one kill and the gold is quite equalized at that point. And Anarchy will have to snowball it. They will have to create a bit of gap before they are, committing to a fight. Otherwise, since it's a best of 3 already marked on the first round, they will have to play it safe.
Oh, again onto the middle, and you can see there is a circling eagle as well as the feather tail strike. This time, Beelzebub will be getting taken down from Voodoo Child, but Shensu into the mix does not have the flicker, so he will also be getting taken down as well. That's a 1-for-1 trade. But again, like you were mentioning, one mistake and the goal lead will definitely go to the other side, and the last kill went to the hands of Duba, and that's not somebody you want to get giving free kills to, right? Because if he comes online, the game is gonna hurt even early on than it's supposed to be. And I feel Team Maaf was definitely smart with the engage as well, Mikey, because they took the fight when they did not have the flicker and all, and that's a perfect opportunity because there is no window for escape. And with the second turtle already up, I think there is another fight already brewing to happen out here.
Already a little bit of HP left for Voodoo Child, or Minion Fury being used. Beelzebub is in low HP. Vices was taken down by Matilda. In the process, Matilda will be taken down by Duba. And Beelzebub is trying to retreat, but I think he won't be able to because he's being outnumbered over here. It's your mom who's being aggressive and trying to poke out on Beelzebub. Flicker was used up by Glue to retreat from that situation. Turtle was secured by none other than Zohan from the side of Anarchy. The gold is still on the side of Anarchy. They have the lead of about 1,000 goals, and still now we're seeing continuous engages, but we haven't seen any major effects on both of the teams. We haven't seen any turrets being pushed up or any major gaps that's being created. So still now it's quite an unpredictable situation, Shinru.
I mean, they are still trying to just go for the objective, and that's where most of the fights are, but there is no conversion into the turrets for sure. They're not even trying to invade much. They're playing it pretty safe, pretty secure. And for the side of Maaf, this is definitely a good news because their members, they need farm, they need items onto their hero, so it's definitely working in their favor. But again, there is the slam onto Art, but he will be able to get out of the harm's way. But again, Bit trying to give a lot of damage onto the far side. He's forced to use the wings by wings, but two members fought from your mom and they are forced to flicker. Prices will not have his flicker, but there is Beelzebub going in. Minion Fury onto Johan, but again there is a feather tail strike to zone the members out. Again, you can see Your mom has already mounted onto Crisis. He is still trying to survive, but he's pretty much isolated. But again, onto the middle. The turret PD will this time be taken down by 2 members going in deep. And again, your mom will be able to take down Crisis, but he will also be getting taken down in the process. But Duba taking advantage of all of that, along with Voodoo Child getting the turrets, man. They're really playing it safe, but again, bursted down just like that.
The damage was intense since he was taken out with Wizliba, but he was taken out by the touch damage. It was Wizliba who got the kill of there. And yeah, I think it was a continuous fight, but at the end, the overall kill difference is still the same. They did an equal trade, I believe, and but still now, if you look at the goal difference right now, it has shifted a little bit. It is in a equalized situation. The lead was on the side of Anarchy, but they weren't able to hold on to it. Let's see what they can do right now if they can turn the tables around. Dubai is trying to retreat a bit. She did take up a bit of damage. The turtle is being contested. Let's see who gets this one. Zohan is trying to go up front, get the turtle, but already minion going in. Minion Fury being used up. Voodoo Child gets the turtle, but the air strike being used up maybe, and with that Crisis was taken out by Voodoo Child. Zohan tried to get in, but the mobility of Voodoo Child is too much. He will retreat. And Bidlibab goes in, but he will go out as well. We can see your mom being aggressive, and with that, he just jumped onto Zohan, but he will have to retreat. Got cornered out a little bit. We can see Mintor being melted down by Bid. In the process, your mom is trying to retreat, but he is cornered out, I believe. Let's see if he can actually retreat from that or not. Art was taken out by your mom. Pathania strike being used up. Your mom, the glue was taken out by Bizlibab. And with that being said, the overall fight is still on an equalized trade. Bizlibab goes in. The final slat missed out, but he's still surviving, but not anymore. Duba took out Bizlibab over there. If the final slat connected properly, I think there would have been a chance, but it didn't happen. Voodoo Child goes in. Crisis in low HP was taken down. The damage coming out from YSS is too intense. He just bursted down the Bruno. Before that, he also bursted down the Matilda in the mid lane.
Man, the level difference, level 9 versus level 12, that's not somebody you want to take fight against at this point. Crisis, that's the 3rd time, if I believe, he was taken down. It's the 2nd time, right? It's the 2nd time actually got taken down, and you need to get online quicker because Duba is definitely doing a lot better. But again, Shenzu with the feather airstrike, Johan taking a lot of damage. There's gonna be the minion fury on the 2, but Voodoo Child will be getting the final hit onto Johan. Bilziba will also be getting taken down as well, and this time Bid's damage is not really being enough. The heal from the Minotaur definitely keeping things alive for the side of Team Maaf, and that little bit of heal is definitely changing things up because I believe he does have the flux of OSs to get that extra bit of shield, and that shielding is definitely soaking in all of the damage. But look at the turrets, they are not really standing anytime. The hunger out here is being taken left and right, and with that another 2nd tier being taken down. The mid lane stands only for a few moments longer because I believe with this Lord, the side of Team Maaf can get a lot of advantage if they are able to secure it. But will Anarchy actually contest for this? The question, because the waves are crashing in and there is no way to actually contest for that. Might be.
From the side of Maaf, they just melted down the Lord over there. I must say, just about 1 minute ago, they were on an equal situation when it came to the gold. The economy was equalized, but already there's about 4,000 goals lead for the side of Maaf. They just grasped onto it and they did a wonderful job. The overall damage output they have right now, in 10 minutes, 4,000 goals are gonna hit hard for sure. And with that lead, I believe they can push the mid lane's inhibitor for sure. At least not at least the tier 2 for the mid lane, and maybe 1 or 2 inhibitors. Let's see what they can do. The overall engage coming out from PD, he went in aggressive just to make Anarchy retreat from that situation. I must say the overall buff they have for the side of Maaf, they can go quite aggressive at this moment. Shinru.
Yeah, and feel zoning out this time again from the far side is so crucial for them to actually win out on the team fights. And your mom is definitely doing a lot of job, right? There are not many people who can burst him down, and every time he mounts on the players, they try to attack him, that they've been giving damage to their own teammates. But again, with the Lord crashing in, There's gonna be a lot of waves they need to clear, but again, Johan taking in a bit of damage, but the Lord is still being cleared up onto the top lane. They're able to hold onto their inhibitors, but the Fair There strike will make sure that they're forced to use their resources just to get out of the harms. But look at the double knockup coming in from the Minotaur. So many members actually being onto airborne, and 3 members being busted down. The damage from Duba as well as Voodoo Child melting everyone down. They have bid,
Oh my
they
God.
have crisis, but there is no one to frontline for them, and they have to wait for another 15 to 16 seconds before their members are up. Can they defend it? Is the question out here, Mikey. The waves are still crashing in.
They will lose the mid lane's inhibitor, but I'm not sure about the base. Bed was taken down. Things are not looking good. Fitting Ace Strike being used up. Crisis being melted down. The base being locked up by the side of Maaf. One push and that's all. And they just melted down the base. With that being said, 2 consecutive wins for Maaf. In the best of 3 series, they have won the match as well, Shinju.
Absolutely. That was a clean sweep. Ray, that was such a fast game as well. What do you think, man? I was expecting a bit of a fight back, but damn, that was quick.
I think the reason is that last game they picked up the Khalid and the Joy, which were not good options, right? But they picked up the Zushin, right? Like they were trying to balance the positive with the negative. Just okay, I will stop. But yeah, jokes aside, I think what really happened over here was definitely that Yushin happened. I can tell you. But yeah, one thing is for sure that this. Oh my God! Sorry.